Okay, today for Afrikaans lesson, we're going to look at the word order in Afrikaans, Wordorder. So the word order in Afrikaans is very simple. If you remember this simple formula, then you can make any sentence in Afrikaans with the correct word order. So we're starting with, so it's basically the acronym is STOPMI. So it's subject, time, object, manner, place, and infinitive. Okay, STOPMI. So the subject is what or who is in the subject, in the sentence. Then we've got the verb. The important thing is the verb must always go second in the sentence. Then we've got time, when is something happening. The object, so the other who or what. Then we've got manner, so how is this happening. Place, where is this happening, and then we've got the other verb over here. So you'll see we move our verbs quite a bit, like in past tense, for example, then our main verb moves to the end, and in future tense the main verb moves to the end. So this is where the other verb is, and then we've got the infinitive, which is why something is happening. For the infinitive we'll talk about later. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through a couple of sentences to practice vocabulary as well. But whenever we do vocabulary, I'll tell you which part of the sentence it is so that it's easier for you to put it into, to make your own sentences in Afrikaans. Alright, so we're starting with the subject. So these ones are all, the first lesson is all pronouns. Okay, so ek eet my appel. So you'll see it's the subject ek, verb eet, and object my appel. So ek is I, en my is my. Jy eet jou appel, which is you eat your apple. So jy en jou. Hy eet sy appel. He eats his apple. So does hy eet sy appel. Now the confusing part here is, here we've got another say, which means she. So it is a confusing one, but you also pick it up. You know, the more we speak Afrikaans and the more you hear Afrikaans, but it's basically, if it stands as an object, if it's his, then it's sy, and if it's sy as the subject of the sentence, then it's she. Okay, it's not the most, you know, the worst mistake if you get it wrong. Most second language people do. Okay, en dan, so sy eet haar appel. So haar is her. Then ons eet ons appel. We eat our apples. Okay, and the ons doesn't change, it stays the same. Ons eet ons appel. So we and our in Afrikaans is the same word. I'm just going to say apples instead of apple. Okay, and then julle is you in plural. So if you're talking to a group of people, you say julle. Julle eet julle appels. You eat your apples. Okay, then we've got hulle. Hulle is they. So hulle eet hulle appels. They eat their apples. I'm just going to read through it all one more time. Ek eet my appel. Jy eet jou appel. Hy eet sy appel. Sy eet haar appel. Ons eet ons appel. Julle eet julle appels. Hulle eet hulle appels. Okay, so we're looking at some more subjects, verbs and objects. So I'm keeping the verb and the object the same so that we can focus on the subjects. Many of these you'll find that you know, it's easy to translate to Afrikaans, to English. Okay, die man lees 'n boek. So the man reads a book. Man can also be husband, but then you say my man, my husband. Okay. Die vrou lees 'n boek, so it's the woman reads a book. Woman, vrou, can also be wife, but then you'll say my vrou, my wife. Die meisie lees 'n boek, the girl reads a book. Die seun lees 'n boek, the boy reads a book. Die kind lees 'n boek, the child reads a book. Die familie lees 'n boek, the family reads a book. I'm going to just read through the subjects again. Die man, die vrou, die meisie, die seun, die kind, die familie. Okay, and we're doing a bit of family words today, you'll see. So, my ma maak vir haarself kos. So now it's the reflexive thing, it's myself, herself, themselves. Okay, my ma maak vir haarself kos. My mom makes food for herself. My pa maak vir homself kos. My dad makes food for himself. My suster maak vir haarself kos. My sister makes food for herself. My broer maak vir homself kos. My brother makes food for himself. My brother makes food for himself. Die mense maak vir hulle self kos. So the people makes food for themselves. Okay, let me just read through those again. My ma maak vir haarself kos. My pa maak vir homself kos. My suster maak vir haarself kos. My broer maak vir homself kos. Die mense maak vir hulle self kos. Alright, then we've got my oom. My oom speel met sy hond. My uncle plays with his dog. My tannie speel met haar hond. My aunt plays with her dog. My niggie speel met haar hond. My cousin plays with her dog. So people always get niggie and neefie, sounds like niece and nephew, but it's not. Niggie and neefie are both cousins, but niggie is a female cousin and neefie is a male cousin. If we're talking about niece and nephew, then we say my sister's kind. So we literally say my sister's child or my brother's child. So you can say my sister's seun, my sister's son. We don't have a specific word for that. Okay, my neefie speel met sy hond. My cousin plays with his dog. My ouma speel met haar hond. My grandmother plays with her dog. My oupa speel met sy hond. My grandfather plays with his dog. Okay, let me read that again. My oom speel met sy hond. My tannie speel met haar hond. My niggie speel met haar hond. My neefie speel met sy hond. My ouma speel met haar hond. My oupa speel met sy hond. Okay, let's stop the video for there, and in the next one we can look at the verbs. So here's a couple of subjects and objects, specifically more pronouns, and then in the next video we'll have a look at the verbs.